Welcome back to the podcast, everyone. I'm Will, and I got my co-host over here, the Greeze. Say hello, Greeze.
Greasing the old whistle over here.
Wetting the
Greasing
whistle.
it or oiling it.
No, wetting it. You wet the whistle.
Well, it's got an oily note to it, though.
Oh, because you're drinking some bourbon, I see.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, you're drinking bourbon. Hey, everybody, over here. Grease is drinking bourbon. It's bourbon.
Drinking out of your decanter again?
I don't have another vessel.
Well, no, that's not true. You do. You just don't plan ahead.
I do. But you know the favorite thing about Whiskey Weekend coming up?
What?
I'm only bringing this to drink out of.
No, you're not. You'll die.
The whole time.
You won't live.
The whole time. I'm going to have to probably do some like Sharpie markers here on the side that just says, don't fill it up past here, Grease.
Yeah, because I'm pretty sure you're putting about 3 to 4 ounces in there every time.
Oh, for sure. Yeah. And you just don't know. And it's got that wide mouth on it. And you're just like, man, I can't even begin to think about how much is actually there.
Yeah.
There's no good gauge.
Well,
and
I think
if you, it's like, oh, that's definitely 2 ounces.
Well, I think if you were to fill it up, it would be a bottle's worth, right? Like it would be a fifth.
I don't know.
Because I think that will probably hold about a bottle's worth.
Well, should I pour a whole bottle in and then pour it all back out, see if it fits?
No, you could just sip on it for a while. It just looks classier than like a bottle chug, right?
No, but I like putting different things in here.
Okay.
I don't. Oh, let me put Eagle Rare's fine. I'll put Eagle Rare in here. I don't want to put Eagle Rare in here and drink on this daggum thing for the next 2 weeks. I need a little bit of, a little bit of this, a little bit of that.
Yeah, that's
most people. Song?
Most people use this. I could get with this, or I could get with that.
Yeah.
Yeah, not a little bit of this, a little bit of that.
Yeah. That was like 90s, right?
Something like that.
Yeah.
So we are live, obviously, on YouTube for those of you watching, and we are recording this for our podcast feed as well. So if you missed the live and you want to see us, you can go to youtube.com/thepodcast. If you're watching live and not subscribed, you know what to do. And if you go there to see us and you're just a podcast listener, go ahead and subscribe while you're over there. But we are going to get on here. We're going to talk about a few things. We've got a few things to go over. And one is that there was some news that came out, and I'm pretty sure it's just because of the TTB, which is the Tax and Trade Bureau, the labeling authority under the ATF, right? That's where we get our news ahead of the news. Like, imagine if you were a journalist in any other industry, and there was a place where you could go that's just like way before someone does a press release of someone. It's like, oh, well, spoiler alert. This is happening. But that's essentially what's going on with something we found out about this week. And that is that Heaven Hill is going to allegedly, it does seem, be releasing single barrel picks, private picks of Elijah Craig barrel proof. Now, there will be a distinction of the 12-year Elijah Craig barrel proof, which you can purchase in the store that they do 3 times a year, the A, B, and C batches. And that is going to be a 9-year age-stated pick at cast strength. So it's going to be interesting. We're going to get to hopefully see these come out. And that's why Grease even titled this show, or I guess we titled this show, Is This Our Next Barrel Pick? And that's more just like wishful thinking, putting it out into the ether and trying to figure out how to finagle that, because I want that. Like, I really want that.
Ether that's a cryptocurrency. Right?
Yeah, you got a few of those in your blockchain, Grease?
My blockchain?
Oh, I think that's what you pulled. Didn't you pull your blockchain in your back leg muscle? Isn't that called your blockchain?
Yeah, I pulled my back leg muscle. I was doing a calisthenic.
Mm-hmm. Is that singular? Can you do a calisthenic?
I don't do more than one, so yeah. I just do one
calisthenic. And that ruined your whole workout. Like, you did one and pulled a muscle.
Yeah.
Maybe that's your problem.
Yours too.
And that might be your problem. Maybe you're supposed to do calisthenics.
If you do if you pull a back leg muscle, it's over.
Oh, okay.
It is over. Hey, so we were big fans on the front end of the Big Red 12 when we first started this little whiskey journey. We love Big Red 12. We had several of them. I still have several of them, luckily.
Yeah, I think I have one final.
They got rid of it. The only 12-year product you can get is Elijah Craig Barrel Proof, the special releases they do 3 times a year, A, B, and C releases.
This is this I'm drinking actually right now the B518. So that's May. They released it May of 2018, which was their second release that year, and it's 133.4 proof. But it is age stated 12 years old, as Greeze is saying. Right,
I got C919 in here.
Oh,
yeah. So September of 2019.
And these are always a favorite. Like people love the Elijah Craig Barrel Proof. It's great. It actually, it's unfortunate that the Big Red 12 went away because that one was such a favorite product of mine and of a lot of people. But I mean, you really can't beat Elijah Craig Barrel Proof. It's priced very appropriately. It's, I mean, really for the whiskey you're getting, it's kind of a bargain. But now we're seeing there's going to be store picks. I like personally that they are differentiating between the store pick version and their special release version, their 3 time a year limited release, and that it is going to be younger age statement. One, I mean, I'm sure to me that tells me there's going to be more volume. So we'll hopefully see more because they're not just letting 12-year-old stock go to it. They're getting it a little bit earlier, but not a ton. Still a good age on it, but also that there is still a reason to purchase their batches because their batches are really good. They are different. You can always tell a difference in each batch. And like we've done side-by-sides and verticals of A, B, and C of individual years. That's always fun to do with Cam and Dan. But I do think that is something cool, that it's not just the same as like, oh, I get the standard offering when you can get the store pick. Well, there is going to be a difference here, and that's going to be the age. So I like that personally. What are your thoughts?
No, I definitely, yeah, absolutely. Because I mean, I can't think of a killer. You know, I mean, if you can do, you know, I mean, it's like OWA, right? Like OWA,
right? Well, and that's what was coming to mind for me is that like there was the standard offering OWA, but then it was like, oh, the store picks, right? Mm-hmm. Like,
and with Knob Creek too.
It kind of took away from the standard offering, and so I think maybe Heaven Hill. And like you said, with Knob Creek, that maybe they're learning from what Beam and from Buffalo Trace did when they had a really popular item, and then the store picks almost overshadowed that. Here, I don't think you're going to have that issue because they are going to be, I mean, you can taste the difference between 9 and 12 years. That's a decent jump of 3 years, more maturity, and still cask strength. It's going to be 2 different products, and I like that.
Mm-hmm. Honestly, I'm excited about the 9-year because, you know, some of the Elijah Craig Barrel Proof 12 years, like they can be a little bit on the bitter side because it's so oaky. But
well, I mean, that's your opinion.
It is my opinion.
I agree with that. That Elijah Craig tends to age pretty aggressively. Mm-hmm. Like, I mean, if you think of the 12-year products that we're tasting, taste on par oak wise of like George C. Stagg, which is always 15 plus years. So you're then adding another 3 years to get one of those products. And you would taste Elijah Craig Barrel Proof in these batches and think that it's older than 12 years personally. So I think that the 9-year actually may end up being flavor wise similar to like a 12-year product. I mean, I'm really interested in what it's going to look like, but I think you're right on that they do tend to age a little bit quicker and get a lot more of that oak influence. And so we're going to see these products that are 9 years age stated barrel picks that taste pretty dang old.
Yeah. I don't think they've got, I mean, with that mash bill and because I know a lot of their products use the same mash bill. So I don't know, is there something that's already close? I don't know if there is something close to it. 9 years age stated barrel proof, single barrel. I don't know.
Yeah. No, it's going to be pretty unique.
Yeah.
I mean, if you're talking within their brand or on the marketplace,
their brand.
Yeah, with their brand, I would think the closest thing right now is the bottled and bond Heaven Hill, the 7-year age stated 100 proof. But I mean, that's still you're losing 2 years of age and 20 plus proof points on it. So 10% alcohol. That's
the Elijah Craig barrel proof at 12 years old is the closest thing, obviously, minus 3 years. But
and I think it's filling kind of a niche in the marketplace that we're not seeing. I think it actually would be outside of their comparable to Stag Junior, because Stag Junior I don't think is up there. I think it's around that 9 to 10 year range. It's obviously not age stated, but that's what comes to mind as far as a comparable product that's high proof like that with the age that doesn't fall into like George T. Stagg category. So pretty interesting.
I think it'll be, on paper, it seems like it'll be possibly more sweet, which I like, which I think it could.
Sure.
I think it could deserve that. If I'm being honest.
Well, and like you're saying, it's one. I mean, Heaven Hill stuff doesn't typically come across as sweet to me, but because you're going to lose some of that tannicness from the barrel from the 3 years, that it's not going to be aging up to the barrel proof. I think it is going to be a sweeter product in that kind of realm, which I'm excited about.
The Elijah Craig 12-year barrel proof is so mid palate. It's way mid palate. So I'm not getting a ton of rye on the back or sweetness on the front. It's just kind of dead in the center. I think it'll lean more towards the front. That's just my opinion.
It's so bold.
I don't know anything.
It's super bold. I like, obviously, this product, but
you have to call it the big game. You can't call it super bold.
Huh?
You can't call it super bold. You got to call it the big game.
I really don't know what you're referencing.
You were like, it's super bold.
Right. Why can't I say that? It's super bold.
That is copyrighted.
By whom?
I don't know. People on TV, they can't call it the Super Bowl if they're not the network.
Dadgummit.
If they're not the network that owns the Super Bowl, then they got to call it the big game.
I didn't say bowl. Bold. This isn't the Super Bowl, idiot. This is a glass of whiskey.
Well, you said Super Bowl.
No, I said bold.
I just thought you meant past tense of Super Bowl. Like I just Super Bowl.
Man, this was super bold.
Right.
But now it's just regular season, am I right?
Right. Exhibition, man. Preseason. Dude, do you think in another world you and I could have played football?
No. Like what world? A world where we're good at it? Sure.
Right.
I mean, that's a weird question that I don't have the facts.
Okay, just pretend we're 6'4" and like 260. We play tight end. We got hands of freaking, I don't know, sticky glue.
If we're different people, that are built to play football, could we have?
Yeah.
I'll give you that one.
All right. I'd love that, dude. That'd be so great. Have you seen those daggum contracts they're getting? Daggum freaking millions of dollars a year.
Dak Prescott.
Did he get it?
Oh, man. He
came
out on top on that one. Yeah.
He did?
Yeah.
What was it? Like 700,000?
No, it's like $160 million 4-year contract, $35 million in the first year, and 125 of it's guaranteed or something like that. No. These are rough estimate numbers that I just threw out there, but it's something close to that.
How much do you think the agent's pulling off?
99%.
Oh, I hate those guys.
I know they get 99% of a contract. It's pretty rough.
They still have those stupid things in the ear.
What do you mean? The Bluetooth?
Oh, yeah.
Really?
Oh, yeah, dude.
Agents still doing Bluetooth.
Yeah,
they didn't upgrade to AirPods.
You can tell agents are those guys, and you can tell freaking special forces guys because they got this huge freaking GPS watch on. Those are the two people I can recognize in a daggum crowd.
Yeah. So here's my
both are good at fighting Al Qaeda.
My thought process here is I wonder how much of this we're gonna see because around us we haven't seen too many Elijah Craig picks, right? Like I mean I know people that do them. I know some groups that have done them, but I haven't seen a ton of Elijah Craig store picks in our area. And this is a very pick heavy area, and so I'm hoping, one, that we'll see more of them. Two, I'm wondering if they're going to almost just by natural selection, if the Elijah Craig store picks that are just the small batch label, not the, I mean, obviously it's not a small batch, a single barrel, but the 94 proof, if they will kind of fizzle because more people will be like, well, no, I want the cast strength. And it's around that age, I feel like.
Well, so that's just going to be, I think that's going to be a retailer call because they're going to, I mean, it's the same thing. Like, do you want Weller foolproof or do you want OWA? The yield could be beneficial because if you think about it, I mean, a store can make more money on OWA. If it's a store pick of OWA, it's going to sell out within a day, period. No big deal.
Yeah.
Weller foolproof, same thing. They're just going to get more bottles if it's 107. That's just the thing. Our buddies Brad and Ted got to pick a barrel on the beginning of Whiskey Weekend batch two.
Yeah. So we weren't able to go because we were touring and having some meetings for Whiskey Weekend batch 3. So we sacrificed for the greater good of the podcast community because we were able to find the location and get all that stuff underway back in March of 2020. So we took one for the team, but some of our other podcasters got to go with them, and I think they had a great time. And I'm looking forward to trying that. I haven't tried that one.
Sarah went. I think Natalie and Jason went,
and
Harry was there. Ted, Brad,
our friends from Boston, Sean and Ashley.
Yes,
they both went.
Yep.
So that's cool.
They sure did.
Eric is right. He said, I feel like EC picks are either really good or just eh. And I've had that experience too. I've had some really, really good ones, and I've had some that just taste fine, like that aren't blow you out of the water. But I will also say there's a lot of picks I've had like that. I think it does depend on the barrels that are rolled out and the people who are picking them. So, and not being afraid to send them back.
Yeah, that's the thing, man. Like you have the opportunity to be like, we need to tap into some different barrels.
Yeah, or just say I'm not picking a barrel.
Right.
Which is hard to do because if you finally get your foot in the door, you don't want to turn it down. But at the same time, if you're into picks, if that's your thing and you kind of have a reputation for it, you got to be careful. So
right. Yeah, you don't want to flop pick. You don't want to pick a flopper.
Hey, throw up on the screen for our YouTube audience. We had a comment from Deproofed that came in. I think it was pretty interesting. I want to read it for everyone. So
there's a big long one.
Yeah. There's a big demand for bourbon, especially a higher demand for groups to do picks. This is low-hanging fruit for a distillery to drive advocacy and satisfy consumer demands. I do agree with that to some degree.
Okay, Deproofed. Okay.
No, but then there's also the fact of...
That's very educated and very insightful.
Right, 100%. But I also feel like there are brands that then the picks start getting very sought after, and then more stores want to do them and more distributors cannibalize them. And then they end up running out of their allotted barrels. And then it becomes harder to find and just kind of defeats the point and gets harder to find. So
do you think Tito's vodka will ever be allocated?
No.
Why not?
Well, what do you mean? Why not?
It's highly sought after. It is. Have you ever had a Tito's and Sprite?
I don't know if I want to go down this rabbit hole with you. But
well, we need to do the vodcast again because
you can pretty much just keep running that through the column still, and
like
you
300 times
continuously make vodka. There's no aging. There's so much of I don't know why I'm having this conversation with you. No, the answer is no. It will never go on allocation.
Why not?
Okay.
Yeah, it's fine. It's cool. No, that's fine. If you don't like vodka, you don't like vodka. It's fine.
Yeah. And Lewis Keene said, case in point is Four Roses single barrel proof in Nashville. 100% is that you used to be able to walk into stores and just they would have their Four Roses single barrel proof out. And it took a while for them to go. Mm-hmm. They got really hot. They also had been offering that for a long time. So it wasn't like it was a new thing that was hitting the market. as the demand for it came. But now it's hard to see those anywhere. And as soon as one drops, it's sold out pretty quickly.
This would change the game here in Nashville, if I'm being honest. This was a pretty monumental pick.
I mean, I agree. It's delicious. That's your opinion, though.
I know.
No, that was one that it sold really quickly and got people hankering for more. I'd say Justin and Dan and them pick that, and I remember them bringing back a little bit of the sample the day they picked it and tried it. It was like, whew, golly. Oh yeah, this is going to be crazy good. But once again, it what Lewis is saying is that they're harder to find now, and it's not that they're hard to find. Like, you got to hunt for them. It's just as soon as they hit the store, they sell out, and then more stores want to do them, and then there's not enough to go around. So like the barrels are allocated to this, like the state's only going to get so much, and everybody wants one. So you're not seeing multiple go through a store every year, which is unfortunate because they're super good.
Right.
But
no, I'm excited about it. I'm ready for it to happen. How long do you think it's going to take for these things to roll out?
I don't know. And that's what's interesting is I haven't seen any sort of like press release, or I'm pretty sure all the news just came from the
TTB.
Yeah, the cola site.
Did they pick a real store for that label? I feel like a store could pay a lot of money for that. Like, hey, I want you to put my store on the TTB sample for just, marketing.
Yeah. I don't know. I don't know if it's a real store or not.
I feel like that could be a whole nother like revenue for these distilleries. If they've got a big pick coming out like that and they need to put a particular store or retailer on the label, I feel like they would pay a lot of money.
I don't know. First of all, if you look at the revenue of a company like Buffalo Trace or like Heaven Hill, like really big companies, a lot of revenue.
Right.
I don't know that unless it is like Total Wine or another huge retailer.
Schnucks.
I don't know that they
Ralph's.
I don't know that they could necessarily charge enough to move the needle on the bottom line that those stores could pay to justify it.
Like $100,000.
I don't know that stores would pay that.
Okay.
$100,000 to be in a government filing.
Well, then they could do nonprofits, raise awareness, or podcasts that just started a YouTube channel. You know what I mean?
I know where your heart is, and that's what really matters. I know where your heart is, and it's in the right place.
Some people think it's over here. It's not. It's kind of more in the middle, right here.
Not yours. I thought they had to shift it over to get to things.
Oh, that was my chest. They bowed it out when I was 18.
Yeah. Like that. We've talked about it. Yeah, we've talked about it before.
I had an inverted sternum, everybody. It's fine. We're fine. We fixed it.
How many millimeters were there between front and back?
8 millimeters.
It's not a lot. I don't know precisely how much it is, but it's not many millimeters.
He had this like contraption that like curved like this.
Yeah.
Curved around my body, but could measure like this with points in it. He was like, dadgum.
Yeah, because I mean, how thick is your spine?
I don't know.
Not
much.
It can't be more than 8 millimeters, right?
No, it can't be.
Yeah,
because it measured 8 millimeters.
Right.
Front and back. It was pretty severe. It was pretty crazy. I was having mild heart attacks.
That's why I thought it was moved over, not right in the middle.
Yeah, it was definitely moved over at that point.
Had to be.
Because
you can't have heart, spine, skin.
No. Zero
less
chance.
than 8 millimeters.
Yeah, that was the issue. There was not enough room. My heart would get mad, and it would just start doing this.
And the thing, nothing has changed.
Right,
your heart's still mad at you.
Well, it shifted from my heart to my attitude.
So we did last week. We did a drinking with our buddy Hornswoggle, and at one point you tackled a microphone and you discussed that you had a physical the next morning. And my favorite thing of the entire maybe last 5 years is that you went to your physical still after not regulating yourself with a decanter that you drink from.
Yeah.
And you still went a champ.
We got nasty.
And you went and you told the doctor, Doc, you don't want my blood today. It's no good to you.
Well, I just told him how it was. I was like, hey, let me go ahead and tell you how it is, bro. Okay. Number one, I was on the cancellation list, and they called me 2 days before this appointment. Said, hey, we can get you in. I said, that sounds great. Then I go, and I couldn't cancel on Hornswoggle.
Well, right.
We got to do the drinking with.
Yeah. And so, we did.
We did.
We clearly did. If y'all missed that show, go watch it. It was one of those, it's like, we know it will go off the rails. We don't know how far in or what exact moment, but we know within this hour-ish, it's going to go off the rails. And it delivered in grand fashion. Mostly between you and our friend Hornswoggle, there was like a competition.
Well, we were playing a dadgum drinking game. If I said dadgum, he drank.
Yeah, that was his fault. He came up with that game. So, but go back and watch that. It's fun.
Yeah. So I'm sitting down with the doctor, and I'm just like, buddy, let me just tell you how it went down last night. I had to do this event online last night, and it involved drinking a lot. And I tried my best to drink a ton of water. I drank 6 bottled waters that night and 3 on the way to the doctor's office. I felt like that was enough. But dadgummit, I go in there and they stick me on my left arm. I like to do my left arm because, if it's sore, I still have my right arm because I'm right-handed. So they do it in there, and she's like grinding up in here, and she's like, does it hurt? And I was like, I mean, I feel it. And so she's just like, I'm going to have to back out. I don't want to bruise you. And I was like, I'd appreciate that. That sounds good. She backs it out.
Because I've already bruised myself after wrestling with the microphone last night.
And I'm a guy. Yeah. And I'm a guy too. I don't like watching it. Like I know what's happening, and I'm completely fine. Like the pain's not bad. Like the thought of it's not fine. I don't want to watch it.
Okay.
So I kind of just glance over at this pickle poster right there. I don't know why.
Do you go to a pediatrician?
No, it's just I don't.
You still go to the pediatrician, don't you?
No, I think it's talking about eating pickles and drinking water so that it retains water in your veins. That's what I was talking about. Anyway, it don't matter, dude. Anyway, she gets back out of there, and I was like, honestly,
doesn't matter. There's a pickle poster, but it doesn't matter. No, if anything matters, it's that damn pickle poster.
I need to take a picture of it next time just so I can share. So last time I got this done because it's an annual thing. I don't know if you know about this.
And yeah, it's an annual thing. You get drunk before your physical. It's fine. Right. You do it every year.
Well, I do it every year. It's 2 years in a row. I'm 2 for 2 because last year I go in there and she literally, the woman last time got upset. She was like, why do you come up in here drinking no water, drinking whiskey the night before? She's like, you go home, you drink a gallon of water before you come and see me again. And I was like, yes, ma'am. No problem.
And you said, oh, trust me, I know all about hold your wee for a wee.
Oh, yeah.
I know how to drink a lot of water. Yeah.
Of course. Yeah. I'm gonna chug a gallon and do that.
That was holding the wee. Yeah.
Yeah.
Got it.
But no, okay, so this time I told her, she got done. She pulled out, she was like, I can't get it. I don't want to bruise you. And I was like, honestly, I've done this before. Okay. I'm 2 for 2. Let me go home. I will drink 10 times the water that I drank, and we'll call it a day. And she looks at me and she goes, let me see that other arm. Direct quote, dude. And I was like, all right, cool. She stuck me 3 times in this arm.
You kind of deserve it.
I kind of did. I think she knew that I did too. She just couldn't get it, man.
No.
I mean, you couldn't see it. I don't work out, so that's, I'm about to, though. I bought one of those tonals.
I know you've talked about that.
I know those mirror things.
It cost you like
It
$10,000.
didn't cost that much.
It cost $7,000.
A little lower.
$6,000.
Slightly lower.
Yeah. I'm honing in on it.
You're getting real close.
I know. It's warmer.
Fine. I financed it. It's fine. Only $200 a month for 60 years.
Oh, you do one of those Affirm things?
Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah.
Is it Affirm?
No, you can like finance anything now. I always feel like whenever I'm checking out on any website, it's like, you want to pay $5 a month for the rest of your life? You can do that on this t-shirt.
Right.
Not that I'm buying a t-shirt that costs $5 a month for the rest of my life. That was a very poor example.
I'll be honest with you.
Yeah.
One of my favorite things to ask or demand is, how much is my payment going to be? I don't care about interest rates. I don't care about the term. Just tell me how much that payment's going to be.
I know they've actually adjusted the world for you, because now when you go like buy a car, it fully is, when you're going to negotiations, they're like, you sit down and you're in the finance office and they're like, all right, ma'am. So
how
much you want to pay? Yeah. How much you want to pay? And it's like, no, how much does it cost? And they're like, that is irrelevant these days.
Yeah. How much you want to pay? I want to pay nothing.
Yeah. Oh, you want to pay $100 a month? Yeah, we got you. Here's where you sign, and this is the collateral. So it's 20, your soul.
20 years. Yeah.
Hey, Greeze, can you believe that our buddy Matt Porter's watching?
Oh, is he?
ADHD whiskey? Yeah.
Is he on here?
He's on here.
The chat's real small.
He's the world's top whiskey taster. I don't know if you know this.
I doubt that.
No. Officially.
No, I doubt it.
Oh, okay.
I wasn't there. I didn't see it go down.
You weren't invited.
Do you know how much those big old checks cost? Like $20.
Okay.
I can get one right here.
What if we get one and we put on it world's worst whiskey tasters?
Yeah.
And what if we start the world's worst whiskey taster thing? Like, we do a contest.
I don't know how you'd win that.
Well, you just got to be really bad at it.
Right.
Who would enter?
What kind of bourbon is this? Oh, this is an amaretto.
It tastes like rye to me. So that's your water. That's your water glass.
This tastes like amaretto sours.
Oh, man.
Yeah, that guy sucks.
Here's your check. How much is it for? It's for nothing.
Right.
You get no money.
Here's your check for nothing because you're terrible. It's just basically a glorified trophy.
But not even a glorified, like a non-glorified trophy.
Do you remember when we were in a bowling league for about 2 seconds?
It wasn't a league. It was a club. There's a difference.
Well, I mean,
we all had the same t-shirts, but we competed against each other. That's more of a club than a league.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. I'd get back in that.
I would too, but we got to get that vaccine first.
Eric would love the name of that club. Just saying.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I can't remember what it was.
Oh man, you want to go to the 15?
Yeah. What are we doing? I know what we're doing.
Yeah, actually, I don't know because you've got it. So,
well, you got it too. We poured you a sample.
Well, no, I know, but I don't have the bottle in front of me. So, the 15 has become more difficult to do. We have to plan in advance instead of look at the shelf when we're doing these remote live on YouTube shows. So we went to the store today.
Yep.
Should we talk about that after we come back from the 15? Like hit the music now and then go and then come back?
Do we do the whiskey weekend thing?
Sure.
Okay. But you just want to, how are we going to get, how are we going to go?
Well, here's what I'm going to do. All right, let's hit the music. But before you hit the music, Grease, if you're watching this live right now, because when this comes out, it will already probably be past. This is the last week to sign up for Whiskey Weekend. Whiskeytainment.com is how you go there. If you're on the fence, do not hesitate. You will not be disappointed. It will be one of the best decisions you've ever made.
Matt
Matt Porter ADHD Whiskey is going to be there. Our buddies from It's Bourbon Night, Zach and Sarah will be there. BS and Bourbon, James and Bob will be there. Then we also have Dixon Deadman, Joshua Steely will be there. It is going to be so much fun. I am so excited. It's going to be the best yet. I'm certain of that. Like I said, if you're on the fence, don't hesitate because you're going to miss out. This is the last week. Whiskey Weekend is April 22nd through 25th of this year. So you've got about 6 weeks. Go ahead to whiskeytainment.com, fill out the info. Don't lose your spot. This is really important. FOMO is real. You will hate yourself for not going, but you will never regret going. So do it.
Well
do
said.
it.
That's
do
in
it.
Romans.
It is. Go ahead and
Chapter
roll
8.
that video, and then we'll come back after the music for the 15th.
Okay.
I think it's important to make moments all the time, to make memories all the time, to add to your inventory of moments all the time.
You've got all of these things, these little bitty things that matter for a big picture, right? And the only thing that I can say is that just like creating a bourbon, like you guys have created a community and something so special that I can't really put my finger on, and it's truly a blessing to be a part of. And I don't think that this exists with one person.
Washington State, California, Utah, Alabama, Florida, Minnesota, Indiana, Wisconsin, Chicago.
You have older and younger, male, female.
There's nothing more fun than opening a bottle and seeing the joy, the way people react to it. We made memories this afternoon in that tasting. Like that's it. We win.
I think the best part of this weekend is you guys saying yes and coming. And that's it.
Whiskeytainment.com to sign up now.
I lost my voice that one.
Yeah, I lost mine year 2. So, all right, we're going to come back from the 15. You ready?
About this?
No, we haven't yet. We're about to talk about it.
Okay.
And we're back from the 15.
We're
Greeze,
back, baby.
You've got the bottle. So we had to go to the liquor store and pick something up today. And we decided, let's get something neither of us had tried. It's going to be a fresh crack. It's going to be something we don't know a ton about, but it's on the shelf and it's relatively affordable. So what did we get and what is it? Tell me, tell me what
in
it
that
is.
Whiskey Weekend Batch 1 video, I was Will Horse.
It's called Wheel Horse. That's the name of the bourbon. Wheel Horse bourbon. That's the best joke you've ever told.
I know. I feel like
Bar
it's
none.
pretty good.
That was hilarious.
Nailed it. Okay.
All right. So give us some stats on this. What's it say? It says Wheel Horse bourbon,
Yeah.
Kentucky Straight Bourbon Whiskey, Owensboro, Kentucky. What else we got?
101 proof,
Okay.
non-chill filtered
Okay.
to retain its flavor.
Oh, naturally.
Original sour mash. This is a 750 milliliter bottle. This is made in Owensboro, Kentucky. Owensboro, Kentucky, home of OZ Tyler Distillery,
Which is now Green River Distilling, I believe.
Oh, is it?
Yeah.
They do some of that. What do they do there? Some of that.
Yeah. So OZ Tyler got a lot of chatter for TerraPure, which is
that's what we're calling it. Chatter.
Yeah, I was going to say
we're going to call it chatter. We're just going to be real soft on the language.
It was known for TerraPure, and TerraPure I've had in other whiskeys. Basically, it was a process that was attempting to soften the younger whiskey, and I think it was a filtration. I don't know what it was. It was some sort of scientific process that would try to soften it and make it smoother and make it taste more mature than the real age. Typically, Terra Pure whiskeys are very young, like 6 months to a year old, because they're the process is going to make it taste. Now, this is a tale as old as time, to quote my favorite film, Beauty and the Beast. That people have been trying to cheat the system of whiskey for the entire history of bourbon. Right? Is how can we get a better product quicker? And
why do we gotta wait 12 years?
The answer is it is not really possible to do that.
Right.
But
sometimes you just gotta let the Lord be the Lord. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Let him age it up.
I don't think this is Terra Pure aged. It doesn't say anything about it. I did a little bit of research and didn't find anything about that. It's also, like I said, the distillery is now Green River Distilling, which I think is the original name of that distillery on that land in Owensboro, Kentucky, that from 100 and something odd years ago. And it, so it's no longer Ozzy's Tyler. As far as I can tell, this is about $29, right?
Yeah,
I think it's $29.99.
Yeah.
The
age stated at a minimum of 2 years old.
Yeah, so it is straight bourbon whiskey by definition because it has the age statement. And does it say straight bourbon whiskey on the label?
It does. Yes, it does.
Okay, so
Kentucky straight bourbon whiskey.
So we know it is. They have to put the age statement because they're not saying it's 4 years old, or it's not older than 4 years, and it is. It's that minimum. It's hitting the minimum. So that's
70% corn, 21% rye, 9% malted barley. As far as a mash bill is concerned, I mean, I love those numbers.
Sure.
So it has this butterscotch nose. Real big butterscotch nose.
I'm getting that as well.
Not the Werther's, they're like not.
That's butterscotch though.
I'm talking. You remember the hard candies that were like neon yellow butterscotch?
Yeah, just actually butterscotch candy. I think it was made by Brock's.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's what that smells like.
Yeah, I get that. The nose is actually not terrible. I was afraid it was going to be real rough.
I did too.
At 2 years old, but it's not bad. It does smell young. But the butterscotch is actually pretty pleasant. I'm going to dive it. You're going from the decanter.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm getting that grainy corn note, unaged corn on the longer I nose it, but I mean, it just tastes like young bourbon. It's not offensive at all. The finish is short, and the grain, the youthfulness of the alcohol really is at the back of the palate and on the finish. Yeah. What are your thoughts? It's $30.
I'm not bummed about it.
It's okay. Yeah. It's not gross.
No,
it's not gross.
It definitely is way better than I thought it was going to be.
It could be wretched at 2 years old, and especially like at 101 proof. Like,
right.
It's not the worst thing I've ever had by any means.
No.
I would.
$30 is probably appropriately priced. I don't know if we're
jumping that quick, but
it's got 101 proof. I mean, for cocktails, $30.
But the flip of that is, why buy a $30 2-year whiskey, 101 proof, when you could buy a $19 to $21 6+ year Wild Turkey at the same proof?
I don't disagree.
Ever. Why would you ever purchase this over that? There's nothing unique. That's where it throws you for a loop because it's not horrible. It's not gross. I'm not gagging on this. It's not disgusting. It's just not great. There's nothing unique about it. There's nothing remarkable. The nose isn't bad. It's actually kind of pleasant. I like smelling the
you get the butterscotch note on the palate a little bit on the front.
But I think it's the corn. I think it's the sweetness of the corn they're using. And yeah, I'm just saying, well, and then Cody is saying that depends on where you live. Wild Turkey 101 is about the same where I'm at. Sure. That still trumps it. Still spend the 30 and get the Wild Turkey 101 is that's my play. So I don't want to jump straight into it. I think this would probably be a fun place to go visit. Maybe go to Owensboro. If you're in the area, could be fun especially if you just like the distillery experience. It may be a fun tour. I don't know. I don't know a ton about it, but I do know that I'm not going to spend $30 on this or tell someone to. That's just, I'm a pass. And not in like this is one of the weird passes where I'm just like, sorry, just don't buy it. It's not great. It's not worth your money. What are your thoughts? Ethan says, quote, "It's not gross." Nice.
I'm actually going to give it a little bit more credit. I'm going to lean bar on this one only because I could see this. I could see this being at a bar used for cocktails, and it would produce a nice cocktail.
All right, make me a cocktail with it.
I will.
It's really.
I wish it was less. I wish it was less sweet.
Yeah. Gosh.
I understand why you said pass. I would pass.
I'm a pretty hard pass. Like, it's just not. Why would I spend my money on it? If I've got $30 in my pocket, that's just kind of where I'm at.
I know, but the name's called Wheel Horse.
Yeah, and now that you've got a joke, you've like bonded with the whiskey. I get it. It's fine. You've got to. It's like a puppy.
I was Wheel Horse at Whiskey Weekend Batch 1.
I don't know. I'm in a weird spot. I'm like thinking through why I should give it more credit than it is. It's just not.
I don't necessarily. I think it's okay. I think it's okay that you're leaning pass and I'm leaning bar.
I'm not leaning. I'm
hard. You're hard pass.
I don't see the merit of buying this. That's what I'm going to say.
To bar.
I know you've said that. I'm just
because this could be at a bar and I'm not going to be bummed about the cocktail.
If it said that was in it, I would say, can you sub that for something else?
You're nasty.
Why?
No, you're not nasty. You're honest. I love it.
I know. That's kind of the point. I will. How about this, Greeze? I'll make a cocktail with it.
If you mixed Eli Mason with this stuff.
Here's the problem. It's already so sweet. That's part of my problem with it, is that if you put more sugar in it, so if you make an old fashioned, even if you're doing a scratch old fashioned, just throw in some simple syrup or a sugar cube or however you want to make your old fashioned, it's going to get sweeter. So like the bitters, you're going to have to put a lot of bitters or cut it with some, I don't know, like it, to me, it's just saying it's going to get sweeter. And that was kind of our problem with it. There's not a lot of depth to it. There's not a lot of flavor other than sweet.
So you'd probably want to see like 40% rye in this thing.
What was give me the things again? 70% rye?
70, 21, 9.
Or maybe just give me 4 extra years in a barrel. It may not be bad. That's the thing. The base spirit of it is not terrible. So like it's not gross. So
full confidence that at 6 to 8 years old is going to be great.
Yeah.
Or good.
Well,
really
let's pump the brakes on dishing out this laurel of great.
Yeah. Do you know how to spell great? Greze.
I hate you. I'm not even friends with you. That's not true.
See, you can't spell great without GRE. Yeah, it doesn't matter. It doesn't work.
No, it's not true.
It's not true.
You can't spell idiot without grease.
You can.
Hmm?
You can.
They're synonyms. It's fine.
I've done it.
Okay.
Well, we talked about my daggum giving blood.
I was afraid that we weren't going to be able to do the show tonight because we went to the liquor store. And I'll tell you guys, I used to be the docile cat going, yeah, but I've never seen Greeze in this state. He was just done for the day.
Yeah, I was tired.
And I was like I was pointing out things like, oh, what if we get this? What if we get this? What if we do that? We haven't had that. What if we do this? What if we do that? Here, this is $500. Let's do it. And he's just like, okay. He kicked a bottle of whiskey at one point. He was trying to point with his foot because earlier in the day you've been like, my arms have never felt so heavy. And I'm like, you're just docile today. It's fine. It's a different look for you. I don't recommend it always because that kind of throws off our vibe, but you literally tried to point at whiskey with your foot, in which you kicked the bottle. And I'm one of those people that like, I see flash forwards of what could happen. And that's what I saw.
That show never saw the end of season 1, dude.
What do you mean?
Flash forward.
I don't know what you're talking about. Have you seen, I'm thinking early edition. I see Tomorrow's News Today. You ever see that show? This cat brought this guy a newspaper a day early. Now it's called the internet, so it doesn't work. But he got the newspaper a day early, and he knew like, oh, a fire is going to happen. And he goes save the day. So, but I saw you kicking a bottle and this entire shelf of whiskey collapsing.
I love that we were over in like the nicer bourbon rye section, and then we saunter on over to the scrubs, and I said, all right, now we're talking. Because I was actually trying to.
No, I tried to get real bottom shelf. I found something I'd never seen before. It was way bottom shelf. It was called like Silas Jones, and I think it was like $8. And I was like, what if we do this? And you go, no.
Yeah, there was Old Hammer, but you said Hammer.
I call it Old Hammer because I call it your hammers. Your old hammers.
I know, but I don't know if that's what you call it. We didn't get that one though. We got another one next week. We're gonna do Legent.
Yeah, we picked that one up.
Legant. Is that how you say
it? We picked that up because it was there as $32, so which I thought was a pretty good price for it.
Yeah.
So
we'll
I
talk
know
about
that
it next
came out
week.
a while ago, but I know this like maybe another batch or something. But we'll do that. I don't think I've ever tried it because I'm not a huge sherry finished guy.
There's a recognizable signature on the side here.
Greasy Grease.
Fred, no.
Yeah, that's a bean product. So we'll do that next week. And Ben Durr says he doesn't mind old Hammer single barrel. So.
What was the one that they had?
They had a cast strength rye.
Yeah, they had rye,
and I actually
a regular rye and a cast strength rye.
Right.
And then they had a bourbon.
Yeah.
And the bourbon was not cast strength.
80 proof.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's the problem, is that a lot of these then, or if they're going to be 80 proof, we're probably just, there's very few 80 proof whiskey that we're like, yeah, buy. And like, one is 1783 that's 86 proof, and we're like, yeah, buy, because it's great for $13.
Right.
But Old Hammer,
my buddy
Old
finished
Hammer
off a handle of that this weekend.
I know you told me about that. He said he has the cast strength rye, but it's not popped it yet. So, all right, folks. That's going to do it for this week on the podcast. Thank you so much for watching. We've had a great time. If you're watching on YouTube and you're not a subscriber yet, go ahead and subscribe and ring the bell so you get notifications. Go ahead and subscribe to our podcast if you're not subscribed over there. If you want to see the show early and you're a podcast listener, go to youtube.com/thepodcast. Check it out there. We've got other good content. This Thursday, if you're watching live, which is March 11th, we have the Bourbon Junkies on our channel. It's going to be a lot of fun. You're not going to want to miss it. I have a feeling it is going to be raucous, as these things tend to be. So we're looking forward to that. Make sure you mark your calendars.
And if you're listening on the podcast, it's already posted. So
go watch it.
You just get to go watch it.
Go watch it. Yeah. So we appreciate you all for watching and tuning in this week. And we don't know Jack,
but we'll drink it.
That's fun. We haven't even gone a full hour yet. So you want to just keep chatting with people? Let's throw some.
Let's do
some questions.
Yeah, let's do some questions. Blah 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 blah. Yeah, if y'all got some new questions, this was way early. Grease should have taken a tea pitcher from Juicy's barbecue instead of the decanter.
Well, he didn't go, Bo. He didn't go.
That's salt on the wound, Bo. Way to freaking salt the wound, man.
Salt on my wounds.
Whew. Oh, this is interesting from Eric Smith. I wonder what the barrel proof entry is on this. But the 12 years, those are typical. Well, I mean, there was one that was 139.6. Is that what it was? 139.6?
Of what?
The old Elijah Craig barrel proof.
Yes. But that was I guess you're saying. I mean, I wonder though if those will hit the program. You know what I mean? It depends on how they're doing it, because if they're going through a panel and they're like, oh, we want to keep this extremely high proof one or something. And
yeah.
Dram Bam, thank you, ma'am, says thank you for what you do, guys. Now I can cancel my cable. You're going to love when we start doing live sports on here. Then you really won't need cable. That's what Greaves was alluding to earlier when he talked about us. Hey, what if we could be football players? That's called a little foreshadowing of what's to come. We've got an entire lingerie football league that's just me and Grease coming your way. You're not going to want to miss it.
The funny thing is you and I actually dabbled in that back in the day. With game day mix.
Oh, doing football, not us playing lingerie football. I was like, what are you talking about? No.
We were shirtless when we did it.
Yeah, we had a secondary podcast we started called Game Day Mix, and it's supposed to be the tagline was the point where whiskey and college football mix or something like that. And we did a few episodes of it. It was fun, but we ended up having too much on our plates, as if now we don't have too much on our plate.
It was not good for being evergreen content. Like, it was week by week. We were commenting on the games that week. We also were going to interview bartenders in bars and stuff in college towns to kind of talk about like their signature cocktails
or just like what people drink on campus on game day, stuff like that.
Right. Well, I mean, we got Fireball.
Right. It wasn't. The concept was great.
Yeah.
It didn't. No, my favorite.
We would have to fake it. Is what we'd have to do. We'd literally have to tell a bar.
Was it this or Game Day Mix? Was it this show or Game Day Mix where your friend came on and tried to do a Matthew McConaughey impression?
Oh, I think it was this show.
Was it? Did we air that?
Brad George.
Yeah. Did we air that?
I
think we may have cut it.
I feel like we aired it, but I don't know.
I don't remember. If Kevin was on here, he would know. But all I remember is that you sold his impression so hard, and it was tepid at best.
Yeah.
Saying
batch. Well, it was 139.6. That Elijah Craig barrel proof.
I thought there was a 140.
There's a 140?
I thought there was.
Oh, maybe there is. Who's to say?
So our buddy Eric says first timer at Whiskey Weekend. Is there cosplay at Whiskey Weekend Batch 3? I tend to have an outfit. I mean, I'm not coming as like Trunks, but I'm wearing a jean jacket. Does that count as cosplay for you? Mm-hmm. Not you, Grease. Does it count for Eric?
Let's see. Finally got my lady to say she's excited for Whiskey Weekend Batch 3. Preston, solid effort, buddy. I'm excited to hang out with Preston. We've hung out with him in my basement. Or you haven't.
I know, because
You haven't hung out with him. Have you ever met him?
Oh,
freaking great dude.
yes, I spend lots of time with him on town halls. Do you want to do a town hall or a virtual bar night tomorrow night? I'm asking you live. That's not a good thing. We'll connect. I'll do something tomorrow night. Regardless.
This is great. Topless Bourbon Football up next on ESPN the Ocho.
Grease.
Bold strategy, Will. Let's see how it pans out.
Bender. It was not a jean jacket with an Iron Maiden patch on it. It was a jean jacket with embroidered Merle Haggard World Tour sponsored by George Dickel. It's the best article of clothing I own. It arrived. I bought it off Instagram, and it arrived. I've literally never smelled a smokier article of clothing. And I opened the package, and it was so overwhelming that I immediately took it and just threw it out of the house because I knew I'd probably get in trouble, as you do. And
are you talking about that shark jerky or that jean jacket? Both.
I'm talking about the jean jacket. If you were listening to my story, Grace.
I was listening to your story. I was making a joke about that stupid shark jerky.
No, that tasted great.
No, it's not.
So I threw it out of the house, and it sat on our back porch for weeks, and it was getting rained on. My wife finally goes, "Why is there a jean jacket outside?" And I'm like, "It took you this long to ask. Funny you should. It's for Whiskey Weekend. It smells horrible." I washed it 5 or 6 times. Still has a tinge of Marlboro, which is great.
Right.
It's my signature scent.
Right.
Mm-hmm. We got any more? We got any more coming in?
Oh, I think people are tired, buddy.
No, that's you. That's you who almost didn't pass out.
I'm definitely tired.
Well, couldn't hang in my neighborhood.
wait,
Smoke. No, I wasn't saying it bothered me.
I missed one.
I was saying I needed to get it out of the house before I got in trouble for my wife saying, why does it smell like any college bar in our house right now? So
I don't know. That smelled like an old pool hall, not a bar.
They have drinks at pool halls.
Okay. But pool halls that have been around, a long time.
Yeah.
You all have any plans in visiting Texas distilleries now that we've lifted restrictions?
My sister lives in Austin, so I will, and I think she has friends that work for Balcones.
Our buddy Conway, who owns a company called Garage Living, or a branch of it in Texas, really wants us to do an event in Texas, and I think
in the Dallas area. Malcolm, where are you?
I feel like we're going to do it.
No, we will. Yeah, I think we definitely will.
Just got to find time.
I want to know where Malcolm is in Texas because, I don't know if you know this, Grease. Texas,
real big.
It's a pretty big state.
Real big.
There's different areas.
And then they've got West Texas is
it's like a region of Texas.
Right.
It's almost like it's its own region.
And
it's
people get upset
West.
West Texas.
He's in the big DFW, which is where Conway is. So, so you would definitely need to be coming to that event and by if, I mean when it happens. It'll happen this year. So
I am struggling.
I can tell. All right, folks, that was fun. Thank you guys for hanging with us, and thank you for watching and subscribing and being a part of this.
Bourbon Junkies this Thursday.
Grease, you better get your A game together.
Oh, I mean, that's 3 days of rest.
I don't think you have that in you.
Well, I power nap today. I'll try to power nap tomorrow.
If you power napped, and by power napped, you said 2 hours, which is just a nap. That's a nap. A power nap is 27 minutes. So if you did that and you're doing this, I don't know if you can hang with us.
Well, I did 6 power naps in a row.
All right, folks. Thank you so much. Grease, take us out.
Do we have a slogan?
Oh no, I was just saying, take us out.
Oh,
of
I
the
just had it
live.
in the broadcast.
I was freezing.
Mm. Mm.